Hello and welcome to Reporters. This week, we're taking you back to Afghanistan. Afghanistan, the mighty Asian country so often making the headlines amid weekly bomb blasts and ethnic tensions, where Islamists prowl ominously in the mountains and blend effortlessly into the shadows of the streets, bringing terror to the hearts and homes of the local populations. Yet one region has miraculously bucked the bloody trend, the beautiful foothills of the Whakan province that's emerged as something of a serene haven. The people of this mountain range survived the destructive Soviet invasion, fought off the threat of the Taliban, and as the locals will tell you, they've even triumphed over the grips of opium addiction. Now, for centuries, there remained one last mountain to conquer for the Afghan people, quite literally a mountain, Mount Noshaq. Japanese and European expeditions had taken on its mighty peak, yet never a successful Afghan mission until now. Marouine and Jérôme Verret travelled to meet the incredible team in their attempts to reach the summit. Take a look.
These four men share the same dream. They want to be the first Afghans to climb their country's highest mountain, Mount Noshaq, 7,492 metres. It's never been conquered by an Afghan. Mount Noshaq is the highest peak of a country at war. It takes 30 hours to get from Kabul to Whakan, the province in the northeast of Afghanistan where this adventure is to take place. A young Frenchman, Louis Meunier, has organised the expedition.
There's not a lot of development here. That's good. It's nice for us, the Westerners. But for the Afghans, it's less so. They'd like to see more roads, more infrastructure, more schools, more hospitals. There's nothing here, really.
Nothing except mountains. Louis meets up with the four Afghan men in the valley. The five friends met while out trekking 3 years ago. The Afghan villagers dreamt of being mountain guides. He could give them the expertise. Amruddin is a cattle farmer, Afiat a bricklayer, Gurg Ali is a teacher, and Malang is a cook. All four now grasp at the chance to write their own small chapter in their country's history books.
This climb, it will help the whole of Afghanistan. People will get to know our mountains. Tourists will come.
The date is getting closer. Two guides from France have arrived to do their part. The same men who a few months ago in the French Alps helped train the four Afghans.
Incredible.
For an ambitious expedition like this one, no room is left to improvisation. No lorries and no helicopters, though. Everything is carried. 70 porters are part of this, the first step of this adventure. Many tourists were shown these same paths in the 60s and 70s, before the war broke out. These men know the route off by heart. They say even Marco Polo took the Whakan corridor to get to China. Suddenly, an all-too-familiar obstacle stops them in their tracks. Even in this peaceful valley, there are deadly traps.
There are mines in that area. We'll have to take that path. Be careful and watch where you walk. If you come back with tourists, go that way.
The group is forced to take a detour. Around 600 mines were put here in the year 2000 to keep the Taliban from crossing through Pakistan. The porters know of these dangers. They have been to war. Some of those sidestepping the mines today put them there in the first place. Still, there is no stopping the party atmosphere. These villagers live at the foot of Mount Noshaq. Their livelihoods are agriculture and livestock farming, a simple and poor life, a long way, though, from the war ravaging the rest of the country.
The cold? I don't know what that is. I don't know what cold is. I always sleep outside.
Malang's family is also no stranger to the harsh surroundings.
My mother is in this valley right now.
In the pastures, with the goats and the sheep. She's 85 years old. She spends every summer up there at over 4,000 meters.
At 4,000 meters, the first signs of snow. And the last day of work for the porters, base camp and a first sight of Mount Noshaq. It's payday for those who are about to climb back down into the valley. $50 each for 5 days of work. That's the equivalent of a month's pay for an Afghan teacher. The money goes towards the food they cannot find in the valley.
With this money, I will buy rice, oil and tea, everything I need at home.
Only 3 porters left with us now. The rest of the team, that's us the climbers. Those of us who have to go all the way up there.
This will be the base before that final climb, the place to relax and prepare for the upcoming task.
It's very nice tent. It's for parties.
They manage to relax, but the summit is on everybody's minds. Mount Noshaq will have surprises in store, but they're not the only obstacles. It's the night before the big climb.
And who signed this letter? The minister himself? Bye.
He got a letter from the culture minister who says our project should not succeed. He doesn't want any of it and wants to send the police to our base camp.
Despite the support of President Karzai and the French embassy, the big project risks staying just that. Members of the government have decided to call off the expedition because of jealousy, malice, or a simple misunderstanding. The reasons don't become any clearer. For the 4 Afghan adventurers, it's a big blow. They had been preparing for this undertaking for over a year.
If we're going to do this, it's for the whole of Afghanistan. It's for the honor of our country, not just for this area. The flag we want to put up there is the Afghan flag.
Why should we vote when the government keeps us from flying the Afghan flag? I refuse to vote.
And we'll see for the next day what we can do. Okay?
Despite the setback, they decide to continue. A 1,000-meter change in altitude in the snow. A first day of climbing to get the body used to it all. The climb takes the team to camp number 1, one of 3 they will set up in the mountains. At 5,500 meters, the good news.
Guys.
Problem solved. We can go on. We've got the authorization.
Bravo! Thank you!
Whakan Tigers.
All the way to the top!
For this high-altitude climb, the team will proceed in stages. A climb, a sleep to acclimatize, then a return to base camp. The same procedure every day, and each day they climb a little higher. A necessity even for 4 Afghans who have always lived at 3,000 meters above sea level. If they don't respect these rules, edemas can lead to death within hours. The team reaches camp number 3, the last one before the summit. The final climb is scheduled for the next day, but acclimatization isn't working as well as it should.
Not eating, his headache is very big, and just always sleeping. Like this.
Altitude sickness is the diagnosis.
If you wait too much, you can die this night.
He cannot walking now.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm sure he can go down to camp 2 now, but not in the night. Okay?
For 2 of the Afghans, the dream has come to an abrupt end. The Mount Noshaq adventure ends here for Afiat and Gurg Ali. Louis has to call it quits a little later. That leaves 1 guide and 2 Afghans. Day breaks on the last day, just a few meters to go. Malang and Amruddin can fly the Afghan flag on the country's highest summit.
Malang, go on the ridge.
7,492 meters. This is where they get ready to make history.
Summit!
How are you? Well done.
Thank you, thank you. Well done to you.
There you go. You're a star now. That wasn't too hard, was it?
No, not too hard.
Did you plant that flag?
Yes.
Malang and Amrudin can now share their joy. The mountain has always been part of their lives. This time, they know they have accomplished something unique.
The day we got to the summit, we were very, very tired.
Yes, we were very, very tired. There was so much snow. Once we got past the ridge, we saw that the summit was still a long way off. It was like we had another mountain to climb. The snow came up to our waists.
A euphoric welcome awaits back in the valley. The news was quicker than the adventurers themselves. A hero's welcome for the team. Families have come, friends, officials of Whakan province, and their 12 cars. The women of the village even take part in this celebration. The villagers are proud of their brothers' exploits. They planted their flag on the highest point of Afghanistan. The next step will be Kabul, to meet the powers that be and the media. Amrudin and Malang will have to tell of their adventures and promote their region. Their success is a ray of hope for Whakan, in a country torn apart by war.
Well, that's it then for this edition of Reporters. Until the next time, goodbye.